Hello everyone, you can call me a.w.t.y, and it's finally time to start The Witcher 3. So, I have played some of this game before, specifically the first area in White Orchard, and I stopped for a reason I'll get into a little bit later, but one of my, probably my main viewer on Twitch has recommended this game very highly, so I want to get it out of the way before the next CD Projekt Red game comes out. So I believe there's some sort of, like, intro scene here. Yep, here we go.
I see you gather before me. Hungry, terrified, clutching your babes to your breast. Emperor Emir has marched his legions into our lands, laid siege to every fortress from here to the Blue Mountains. Rabid and ravenous, he bites and bites away. Men of the North, you stand at the precipice. Your kings have failed you, so now you turn to the gods. And yet you do not plead. You do not kneel to dust your heads with ash. Instead you wail, why have the gods forsaken us? We must look into the trials we failed long ago. In a time past, our world intertwined with another through an upheaval scholars call the conjunction of the spheres. The gods allowed unholy forces to slip into our domain. The offspring of that cataclysm was the nefarious force called magic. Yet we did not banish it, instead studying the vile arcane for our own power and wealth. And the monsters at our door, the unholy relics of this conjunction. The trolls, the corpse eaters, the werewolves. Did we raise our swords against them? Or have we laid this burden on others? On so-called witches. Stray children taught the ways of foul sorcery, their bodies mutated through blasphemous ritual. Sent to fight monsters, though they could not distinguish good from evil. The flicker of humanity, long extinguished within them. Yes, their numbers have dwindled through the years, but a few still roam our lands, offering their bloody work for coin. To this day, they shame us with their very existence. The North bleeds, flogged by war. The battles are the gods' whip, chastisement for our sins. And let us not forget the terrors, the scourges from beyond our world. The wild hunt rides the sky with every full moon. The Dark Raiders abduct our children into lands unknown. Some say they herald a second conjunction. Can we chart a course back into the light? Will we find the strength to banish the mages from our kingdoms? Unite around the warmth of the eternal fire. Nigh is the time of the sword and axe. None will fight this war in our stead. Nigh is the time of madness and disdain.
Oh, I am getting pretty excited now. So that was a good setup. It talked about, I've played the first two Witcher games, by the way. It talked about the Wild Hunt, and apparently what happened after The Witcher 2 is that the Nilfgaardian Empire has invaded the Northern Kingdoms. So that's the bit of new information that has happened between these two games, and we are part of the reason that became possible, our actions in Witcher 2. And what else was interesting? At the end, he was quoting the prophecy of Iflin, which has been with us since the very first Witcher game. The time of the sword and axe, the time of madness and disdain. So is that time finally here? I mean, we've been hearing about it constantly. I think every single game kind of alludes to, ooh, this might be it, but nope, it isn't. Will we finally see this prophecy revealed? The world turned upside down. Very interesting. Now, of course, I want to do fresh start, all expansions included. I also, this is a thing in the first two games where the game has a few difficulty settings, right? In the first Witcher game, Every Let's Play I see, people pick normal, like, ooh, I don't want it to be too hard. Unfortunately, the game was incredibly easy, even on the hardest difficulty. And so Witcher 2, I said, I will not make the same mistake again. I'm going to choose the hardest difficulty. I did not choose... I technically chose the hardest aside from the... What's that? The special mode that has the dark... Yeah, the dark mode. I didn't choose that. And the game was wicked hard in the beginning. But for sure, I'm going to do Death March. I remember starting on Death March in the White Orchard area before. And I guess I'm insane because I did love it. It wasn't that difficult. Show tutorials. It's been maybe a year and a half or something like that since I've played. So I'm thinking tutorials on at least for a little while. Yeah, maybe let's do tutorials off. I should be fine. Nah, we'll do it. I don't know. Simulate Witcher 2 save. Yes, because I played Witcher 2 on PC and this is on console, so I would like to simulate my choices from the second Witcher game. What exactly is he touching there? I don't understand. Oh, maybe he's testing the coagulation of the blood to see the time of death of the horse. Ooh, you can see bits of skull flying off there. What's he running from? Oh, that's cool. It shows the aftermath before it's gonna show what she does. Convenient. And here we are. Game looks pretty great, I would say. I wonder how good it would look on PC. I mean, I bought this game a long time ago before I got my new PC, which was able to run it, so unfortunately I have this, but hopefully it still looks pretty fantastic. Somebody let me know. Does it look that much better on PC? Oh. That seems familiar to me. What were they called? In Witcher 2, we fought creatures like that. Kikamores. Are they Kikamores?
You know I don't find that
No, they're not
amusing.
Kikamores. Andrigas. Oh, this might be a good time to say there's some nudity in this game, I suppose.
Hurry, it's midday already. You promised Ciri you'd train with her. Go before Vesemir bores her to death with those etchings.
So, later then.
See you later.
So interestingly, I have not read the books. However, when I played through Witcher 1 and 2, I did watch Lavinia's Let's Plays of both of those games. And in doing so, she talked a lot about the events of the books. And so I'm aware of who Yennefer is and Ciri, and a little bit about their story. So this would be Yennefer, for instance. And before Geralt lost his memory, I guess he was like his true love interest or something. And they had a bit of an unhealthy relationship, and yet they always like kept coming back to each other. But Witcher 1 and 2, of course, he had amnesia, and so she was not a part of either of those stories. Interestingly, Geralt seems to have his memory intact in Witcher 3. Now, I think this is just a memory. This is not actually the present. So this is in the past, possibly before the events of Witcher 1. I'm not sure, though. Okay, minimap, upper right. Use your Witcher senses. How does that work? Ooh. Kind of like zoom in, huh?
You're running out of juice.
I know. You might bring me some more once you're done training.
The other thing is, do we have any sort of, like, glossary? Yeah, we do. Let's take a look here. Oh, wow. We have a whole bunch of tutorial stuff. Let's not look at that right now. However, we can read about a few characters. Okay. I think I'll do that later. Instead, let's take a look around the room.
Nothing but silver.
Gold clashes with my complexion. You should know that.
Wait a second, you know what? Isn't this where Triss was staying in the first Witcher game? This very room? So it was Yennefer's room before.
Lilac and gooseberries, of course.
Her signature scent?
Stop fingering my toiletries.
I really wanted to say it, but I'm sure some of you have a dirty mind, and you'll make that connection there yourself. All right, let's talk to her.
See, I thought Ciri could stand to wait a little longer.
It's uninstructive, not to mention unreasonable.
I don't want to be reasonable.
Aha, so that's the way the wind blows. Go and train with her, then come back. It'll give me a chance to put my face on.
Of all the women I've known, you're the only one who does that before.
You've known many.
Put your face on, huh?
What's it
I think
matter?
you look fine exactly
Never
like
thought
that,
of you.
Yennefer. I've never been a fan of overuse of makeup. Like a bit of eye makeup, fine. But I'm not really a fan of things like lipstick,
Got any
blush,
clothes
all of
aren't
that.
black or white?
Undergarments.
Yeah, so black and white also part of her signature look. Again, check out Lavinia's playthrough if you really want a lot of information on the past Witcher games, or just read the books. I started to try and read the first one, but the pacing is a little bit different than what I usually like, so I didn't get through it. Let's take a look outside. Ah, Kaer Morhen. Beautiful.
Mountain Pass is beautiful as ever.
Is there a way to run? Not really. And we have the key. Wait a second. B is jump. So do I hold it to sprint? No, I don't. Vesemir.
Old Witcher's fast asleep. Ciri's disappeared somewhere, of course. Guess she prefers practice to theory.
What?
Time to wake up, Master. These lessons so boring they put you to sleep too?
Damn it. After taking notes on ghouls and owl ghouls, wanted to rest my eyes a bit.
Making her slog through that brick? No wonder she took
Does that
off.
actually work, resting your eyes?
Bruce lacks flair, true, but he's reliable. Not like the hogwash they print nowadays. She's tackling the pendulums, right? How many times do I have to tell her? Don't train alone. It only embeds your errors. Bring our young damsel to the lower courtyard. If she wants to practice, she'll get to practice.
Gotta admit, we've spoiled her.
We've spoiled her. I've been saying it from the start. Ciri needs a firm hand.
Been saying that true. But you let her walk all over you just like the rest of us do.
Fine. I suppose I'm partly to blame. But this has to end. Now. Killing monsters is not something to be taken lightly. Ciri must understand that, if she's to become one of us. I'll see you below.
Wrong. Now I see why you were so eager to practice. Strike.
I could probably do that. I bet I could do that too, to be honest. Not that. That was impressive. Oh, she's blindfolded. Well, shit.
Not in this circus. Pirouette.
Forget what I said.
Wrong. Footwork.
So how does she know where the pendulum is? Has she
Enough.
simply
Get
memorized
down.
its swing? I don't know how that would be useful in combat.
What do you think? All right. Take off the blindfold. You've got work to do. Your reflexes are still slow.
Maybe for a witcher.
Think drowners or striggers will go easy on you because you haven't undergone the mutations? Though in your shoes, I'd fear Vesemir more than any strigger. Disobeying his instructions? Unwise.
Well, yes, but that book was horribly dull.
I know. And you know that's no excuse.
I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
We'll chill out. Nah, we're supposed to be strict on her.
Sorry's not good enough. You're gonna read Ghouls and Owl Ghouls in its entirety, appendices included.
Not
No,
the appendices.
please. I'd rather clean the stables.
End of discussion. Come on, we'll practice with the others down below.
Shall we run the walls?
Oh, tutorial, huh?
Of course. It's a witcher
It's interesting to
school or
me
an
how
elven bathhouse.
similar Ciri looks to Geralt, even though she's not his biological
fall.
daughter. I forget the name for it, but I don't want to talk about things that I don't really know because I haven't read the books. I've only gotten information secondhand. What do I do here?
Trip and fall.
How do I... Ugh, I'm getting stuck on everything.
What did I tell you about breathing? Through your mouth, in rhythm with your steps.
Woo!
Siri, cut it out.
Ha, she's taking the ladder. Probably better to just... Oh, I gotta go this way. To just drop. There we go. So far, so good. Oh, sprint, hold A. Oh. I'm sitting rather close to the screen, so it's sometimes difficult for me to pay attention to everything that's on it. Oh, I'm supposed to be going down there. Oh, I hurt myself. Hey, I've got longer legs, kid. Eskel, Lambert, good to see ya. Lambert looks a bit weaselly.
Anything to say for yourself, young lady?
I'm very sorry, Uncle Vesemir.
Young blood craves action, I understand that. But when you fight a beast, knowledge counts as much as your silver sword.
That's why I love the Witcher games.
Least, you want to be able to tell a ghoul from an owl ghoul.
By markings, like unto the Panthera tigris that in Zeracania dwells, and by the sickly paleness of its visage.
So you did read the chapter. Still, you should have asked if...
But you were asleep, Uncle Vesemir.
Yeah, she's got you there.
Don't try to weasel your way out of this.
A witcher must know how to trick his opponent. You said so yourself.
Might have. But don't use my words of wisdom on Vesemir, got it? That's playing with fire.
Fine, we've talked enough. Geralt, you're with me, Lambert with Eskel, Ciri with the dummy.
Again?
Stop groaning and grab a sword. What do you think? Should we start by reviewing the fundamentals or go right to free training?
No, I'm going to do the tutorial. But as I was saying, I love the Witcher games for this element of discovering information about a monster in order to fight them effectively, targeting its weaknesses. It's really interesting and engaging.
Should work on the basics. Even
Again, it's
skilled
been a
masters
while.
need
I do
hone
want
the
to practice. I don't
fundamentals,
remember the
and Ciri's
controls.
barely a novice.
Draw your sword, Geralt.
Alright, Witchers must be prepared to fight foes of all kinds, be they plate-clad knights, ethereal wraiths, or bone-crushing giants. To match the strengths and exploit the weaknesses of different enemies, Witchers need to use a variety of weapons and combat techniques. The core tools of their trade are their swords. One steel for fighting humans and non-humans, the other silver for slaying monsters. Interesting how Witchers always seem to be like, oh, the steel one is also for monsters, but it says it right there. Humans and non-humans. And the other for slaying monsters. I mean, it's pretty clear. Yes, we fight beasts, like non-conjunction of the spheres type beasts with the steel sword, but hey, we definitely fight humans, if need be. They mastered a simple form of combat magic. These signs are not as powerful as spells wielded by mages, but they can be cast very quickly with simple one-handed gestures. I've always wondered what the gestures were. Do they make like a hand sign, like from Naruto? Or do they draw a symbol in the air? It's not clear in any of the games. Witchers are also adept in basic alchemy. They can brew powerful potions, blades, oils, and bombs, all of which give them a keen advantage when fighting stronger or faster foes. And alchemy being one of the main, differences this game is with other RPGs. It's quite interesting. How do I draw my sword? Oh. Steel sword. Select a target.
Quick cuts. 1, 2, 3.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Strong strikes now. Give it all you got. Never lock your elbow when striking.
Position, Ciri.
How do I dodge? How do I dodge? Oh. It's getting nervous there. Oh, it's pausing the game a little bit for me so I can't possibly miss this dodge. Look at that. Roll out of the way. So rolling is a bit more distance. I wonder if I can unlock and then like roll behind him like a Dark Souls game or something. Yeah, a little bit.
Ciri, see how Geralt holds his sword? It's angled.
All right, hold it to parry attacks.
What am I supposed to parry?
Does that affect my stamina or anything?
Riposte!
Not really.
Strike!
Press LT just before your opponent strikes. Okay. Gotcha. Wait for him to attack.
Sliced your jugular.
Come on. It's pretty easy. The timing's very forgiving, it seems.
Now, young lady.
Yeah, really easy.
Bring the day to a close. We'll go over a few witches' signs.
All right.
Let's start
Oh,
with Quen.
let's use Quen. How do I use it?
Ciri, Quen is sometimes called the witch's shield. Now watch carefully.
All right, hit me. Got it. Protects you against damage and critical effects. Very nice. So I can't hit him now, right?
Cast Igni, Geralt. I want to see sparks fly.
Sweet.
See? If not for the Quen sign, I'd be aflame by now.
But now what?
All right, Geralt. Come on.
Whoa.
See that, Ciri? Art will knock anyone or anything.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Unconscious is what he was going to
Time for
say,
action.
clearly.
Damn it. I hate this feeling. Actually, can
Yes,
really
did you see
muddle
that?
your
He
mind.
seemed to draw the symbol in the air. I think that's how it's done. This game may finally answer that question for me. Let me try it again. Oh, he's totally drawing the symbol in the air.
Heard and now. Show her, Geralt.
Whoops. All right, let's try that again. We seem to be able to cast signs very freely, too.
Couldn't move if I wanted to.
Well, you are moving, but I get it. It slows him down.
Throw a bomb. Don't worry, Ciri.
Ooh.
Quen will dampen the blow.
Oh, RB to throw a bomb. Nice. What else have you got, Vesemir? Oh. I guess you just aim it straight like a gun, but it still is thrown like a projectile. I mean, in a parabolic arc. The combat tutorial is now over. Should I train a little bit more?
Enough.
Yeah, let's train a little
Continue
bit more.
training at
Oh,
will.
Mistake.
let's put Quen on. Oh, he got it out immediately. Whoa. Oh, so Quen lasted a bit longer. Look at that. Is Quen still active? It seems like it is. Oh, whoops, I messed up the parry. Oh, he's got me comboed here. Jesus.
Come on,
Oh,
come
no.
closer.
All right. Oh, okay. Ah, shit. Come on, I got a parry. There we go. Ah, I tried to dodge. Ah, he's too fast all of a sudden. Oh, he's on fire.
Old for this shit.
Whoa! Actually, let's try Erden. So now he's slowed. Makes it really easy to dodge. Alright, I think I'm done. Ah! Feels okay, the combat. For those of you who play on PC, how does it feel on keyboard and mouse? Just curious.
Whoa! You really showed him, kid.
Ciri, get down here.
A little she-devil. Soon as she's back, we'll set her to polishing
Why is my
all
controller
the swords
vibrating
at
so much?
Kaer Morhen.
This is making me nervous.
Find that helmet?
Is that a glitch?
Ciri?
The vibration is getting bigger than my
I'll
controller.
make sure to find every last blade for you.
I remember this now. Okay.
What the? Vesemir.
The Wild Hunt.
I've long awaited this, and you, White Wolf.
No!
Nice. So I know a bit about the Wild Hunt, but I think I'm just going to let it be revealed a little bit later in the game in case people are watching this that haven't actually seen the other games or played this one. Who am I kidding? Who's actually watching this at this point? The game is so old, I bet everybody's played it or seen at least a Let's Play of it by now.
You all right?
So yeah, it was just a dream.
Had a nightmare.
About?
Take forever to explain.
Gone some way
Would it,
off.
Geralt?
You've got time.
Let's talk about it. Why not?
Started in the guest room at Kaer Morhen. I was relaxing in a tub, and next to me,
Triss?
Yennefer. Funny, isn't it? She's never been there. Seemed so real in my dream, though.
Was she nagging you about something?
So
True to
that was
life,
never
indeed.
Yennefer's room. It was
We'll
always
find
Triss's room. So she was never at Kaer Morhen. That's interesting. So anytime someone says, oh, it's a long story, they're just brushing you off. They don't want to tell you. To be honest, if there is a story and it's long, you probably could summarize it concisely in a very easy, short few sentences. And if you're not able to do that, then you need to work on your summarizing skills for sure. So that's just an excuse. It's never too long of a story to tell someone in just a minute. What's going on here?
I know we will. That's not what worries me. You've seen her tracks. She's at full gallop all the time. Breakneck speed through wild lands, devastated battlefields. She's in a hurry to get somewhere. Or fleeing something. Either way, it means trouble of some sort.
Be surprised if she wasn't in trouble. She's always poked her nose in beehives. Courtly intrigues here, mages' conspiracies there. What do you expect?
Don't know. Guess I thought once we were finally reunited, things would be calm. At least for a while.
Calm? With Yennefer? Good luck.
Good. I was hoping that I picked the dialogue option that was like optional.
In the dream, I went and found Ciri. Then we trained.
Those were the days. Little she-devil. I've trained kids who were faster, stronger, but none had her character. Didn't end well, did it? Your dream.
It looks like I'm wearing a
No.
corset.
The Wild Hunt appeared, attacked Ciri. I couldn't move, stood there like a stump.
Oh, the necklace was
was
clipping
just
through my
a dream.
leather there. I noticed his fingers clipped through Yennefer's face earlier too, so... Does that happen on PC?
That's the problem. It was more. In the past, when Ciri'd appear in my dreams, something was wrong. She was in danger.
We taught her how to defend herself from anything, wraiths included.
Be dawning soon.
I think it's already
Time to go.
dawning. I've been sitting here too long. It's pretty much morning. And one thing I
Wait.
noticed when I first played this game is that
Show me the
time
letter
seems to
from
pass in
Yennefer.
real time even
have
through
overlooked
conversations
some
and
hint.
cutscenes, which is interesting.
Didn't overlook anything. We were meant to meet in Willoughby. That's what she wrote. Meanwhile, one army or another burned the village to the ground. All we can do is follow our trail, so...
Stop talking for a minute and give me the letter. Ah, how about that? It does smell of lilac and gooseberries.
You were gonna read it, not sniff it.
We must meet soon. Willoughby near Vizima. Nothing else to guide us there. What's this postscript? I still have the unicorn?
Ooh, did we? Let's just say it's private.
That's private. Very private.
Aha, I understand.
No,
At
you
least
don't.
I do. Maybe not entirely, but
I bet what he's
perhaps
imagining
that's
is way
for the
worse
best.
than the reality.
Back on topic. How's it look? How far behind Yennefer are we?
2 or 3 days. Trail's fresh, but it looks like it leads towards the main road. Could be muddled there.
Oh, I'm already feeling my blood begin to boil. I'm getting excited. It's
Wait.
fight time.
Hear that?
Here we go.
Smell it. Ghouls.
All right, let's do this. Oh, I'm nervous. Death March difficulty, haven't played in a year and a half, but I don't remember this fight being too difficult. However, when I play games, I have a lot of kind of compulsive tendencies, and trying to get through this fight as clean as possible is very important to me. So while I may not die, I don't want to lose health if I can help it. Silver health bar, silver sword. We already have it drawn. I'm really nervous. Now, what signs should I use for these? Should I maybe use the Irden sign?
What now, you piece
Oh my god, I'm so freaking nervous. Should I use Axai? Quen? Let's use Quen. All right, let's get in there. I actually don't think I want to lock on. Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. You guys can't even touch me. All right, Quen. All right, there we go. Wow, look at how slowly my stamina is coming back. I need to get my Quen back up before I charge in. There we go. Oh, lost it immediately. Ow! He got me. Yes, that was pretty sweet. Striking opponents generates adrenaline points, and we can acquire abilities that we use adrenaline. I don't think we have any of them. Adrenaline points slowly decline when you are not engaged in combat.
When armies pass, necrophages follow. Let's go
Okay,
before
you can
any
regenerate
more show
vitality
up.
by eating or drinking or meditating for at least an hour. Except we cannot do this while meditating because it's on Death March, so we have to eat food. There's no other option. Interesting. We got some experience. I got hit once. It's not that bad. Let's take a look around here. So I believe that means there are ghouls over there. In fact, I believe there's a nest, if I remember correctly. Of course... Oh, shoot. I just stepped in the fire. That was close. As I've talked about, this playthrough will be blind once I get out of this opening area, the White Orchard area it's called. However, I have played through the White Orchard area, so I'm familiar with everything in this section. Bandits calling themselves Temeria's soldiers are hiding in the nearby woods. They have been declared outlaws and a threat to the Emperor's subjects. Assisting or sheltering them in any way will be summarily punished to the fullest extent permitted by Imperial law. On behalf of the Emperor of Nilfgaard, and this is written by Captain Peter Sar Gwynleave, so we'll probably be meeting him later. And one interesting thing to note is that this area is under control of the Nilfgaardian Empire, so not only are they invading the Northern Kingdoms, they seem to be winning. Now, I would like to loot all of these monsters. Venom extract, ghoul's blood. The venom extract, icon looks exactly the same as it did in Witcher 2. Now, I believe there's some plants that we can grab. Here we go. Just to forewarn you, there's going to be a massive amount of looting in this game. From the little bit that I have played, that seems to be a huge part of the game, is just going around looting. And you don't have to loot incessantly. However, the way that I like to play RPGs, I tend to loot as much as possible and try to make the most of my playthrough. So I will probably be cutting a lot of that out, at least after the beginning episode of the game. So if I'm just searching an area and nothing happens except I pick up a bunch of crap that's not important, I probably will just skip that, to be honest. It's not very interesting. I thought there were more remains. Here we go. I got a monster's ear. Now, if I remember correctly, there should also be something else for me to pick up. Ooh, I can hear the ghouls. Oh, it looks like there's like a camp site area over here. Should I explore this right now? I don't think so. Let's grab this herb and then we'll move on. And I did see a few flickering glitter things here. So yes, this is the crystal skull.
Bird skull in black crystal. Why do I think this is Yen's?
Oh, because it is. All right, so this might be a good time. No, we'll probably wait to the end. I think I'll probably save all of the reading stuff, which I do enjoy, to the end of this, I guess, episode, whenever that is. So for now, let's hop on the horse and move on. Wait, there's one more. I just looked at the mini-map. There's one more monster remain. Yeah, here. Perfect. Do I want to go fight a few more ghouls just for practice? Nah, that's kind of a lot of them. Let's move on.
Ever tell you about this sorcerer I knew? Couldn't stop talking about how useful
we spent a
they are
lot
as
of time on
creatures.
Roach. Yeah. Now, this is kind of an open world,
Because you can brew
so I
potions
can
from
go
their
wherever
blood.
I want at this point.
No, because by eating rotting corpses, they prevent epidemics.
Actually,
Did he know they eat the living as well?
No, really upset him too. His theory collapsed.
let me get a few more of these herbs. See, this is why it's gonna take me an eternity to play this game. I can't just not pick this stuff up. Don't worry though, like I said, I'm gonna cut all of this out after the first episode, I think. But for now, I'll just leave it in, just so you can see, hey, this is what I'm up to. I'm gonna stop everywhere and pick up plants. Like this one. Like these plants right here. Maybe I should stop. I can always come back here and pick up more. And I think they regenerate too. Yeah, I'll stop for now. We got a castle over there. Windmill on that side. What's the sign say, I wonder? I'm finding the controls on the horse to be a bit clunky. However, I am using a controller. Again, maybe it'd be better if it wasn't console, but...
Move it!
Let's see here. Oh, double press and hold A to gallop.
War is not
And yes,
exactly
if you don't
going
press the
our way.
direction, the horse
have a
automatically
sign.
follows the
The
road.
northern
Very
realms.
nice.
Radovid's realms, don't you mean? Temeria and Edirn are no more.
Radovid's pledged to restore the old borders as soon as he wins the war.
Believe that?
Gotta believe
Radovid the
something.
Stern.
That's what keeps us
We know
going.
him well from the second Witcher game. And the first, he was in both. He was supposed to marry Foltest's daughter in the first game, which didn't happen. I think I chose to kill her in the first game.
Come on. Whoa!
Sometime later.
We going?
Help me! Help!
Get out of here. You're getting old, Vesemir. Wow. Well, at least he was wearing armor. Could have been a lot worse. Might have lost his arm, in fact.
Yeah. Come out.
Look how dopey this guy looks. I shouldn't judge
God,
people
that
by
was
how they
close.
look. Come on.
I was sure I'd end up like my mare.
Provided you got lucky.
Your horse died quickly, but griffins like to toy with their prey. Eat it, alive, piece by piece.
You'd like a reward, I suppose.
Yeah, so a Witcher game, it's always choices to make, and there always seems to be this running theme of, hey, are you going to be like a hardline Witcher? I only lift a finger if I'm getting paid. It's actually part of the Witcher's code, I think, or something like that, because if you just go around helping people without taking money for it, people will be less inclined to pay you and maybe inclined to pay you less. So it's bad for business to help someone out without getting paid. However, the issue is that I think because I decided to charge in, like, here's what I could have done. I could have said, oh, hey, how's it going over there? You need a hand? And then agreed beforehand to get money to save him. However, because I charged in and saved him without him consenting to pay us, I feel like it doesn't break the Witcher code to just say, you don't know us the thing.
You don't owe us anything. You were in need. We helped.
And they call witches heartless. Say they won't lift a finger without pay.
They also say mice
See,
are born
it is
rotting
kind of
straw.
good for people to think that, though.
Back to the trail.
Like I said, leads to the main road and ends there, muddled.
You seek someone?
Yeah, let's not be rude.
Yes, a woman. Medium height, long black hair. Seen anyone like that?
No. But there's an inn here in White Orchard. Sole one around. Gets its share of travelers. Perhaps you'll learn something there?
Yeah, always start with the tavern.
Besides, the innkeep's my cousin. Tell her Bram sent you. She'll treat you like family.
Not a bad idea. Especially since that wound needs cleaning.
And there you go.
Beast
I was
barely
pretty sure
breathes.
of this, but I think
But sure,
if you ask for a
use a good
reward, he gives you
rye,
money,
nice,
but if you don't,
cool,
you get a
know,
discount on a
straight from the
certain
cellar.
vendor,
Let's go.
his sister. So there's always that kind of pro and con type aspect. Every decision is more gray rather than one being particularly better. Alright, so we got a new entry in the bestiary. We'll read that soon. Like I said, I think I want to go ahead and get into town first.
Giddy up.
The horse won't lose stamina when it's on a road. That's good to know.
A griffin this close to the village. Strange.
My thoughts exactly. In the forest or the mountains, sure, but here? Near the main road.
Maybe it's the war. Corpses everywhere, the stench of blood, burnt flesh. Drives monsters crazy sometimes.
Men, too. We need to watch ourselves at White Orchard. And
I
we
think
should
my
leave as soon
vitality
as
is
we learn.
regenerated a bit. Does it regenerate over time? I think it does. So, oh, okay. If our vitality regenerates very slowly over time, that's great. So we can't bring it up again by meditating, but we don't have to eat food if there's going to be a long time between fights and waste our healing items. We should probably check out that notice board at some point. Let's go slow so we don't run anybody over. I think I want to go ahead and park my horse in here. There we go. Oh, it'll do it for me.
So it were. Except it was some drowned. Witcher had naught to do.
Oof. See, that's why they've got those nice hard tankards. If you drop that on the ground, it'll spill the beverage, but it's not a glass, so it won't break.
What? Take that down before there's trouble.
So that's the...
coat of arms.
Yeah,
with
he's
the
gonna
Marian
explain.
lilies. They've a right to hang there.
This ain't Temeria no more, old man. It's Nilfgaard now.
My arse it is.
This isn't gonna do any good, buddy. I know it's hard. It's really rough. People, the common folk seem to really love Temeria. They even really liked Foltest as well. Although full test is gone, I believe.
What? Witches?
Yeah, full test died in the beginning of the second Witcher game. Of course he's gone.
I'll not drink with Weaver-lost freaks.
He said that very loud so that I would hear him.
Beg your
I guess he
pardon for
doesn't
those
fear me that
folks.
much.
No need. We're used to it.
The game almost seemed to draw attention to that bloke by the
Armies just
the
passed
window.
through. Now a griffin's prowling about.
A griffin, right?
Already had the pleasure. Ran into your kinsman, Bram.
Bram? How is he?
Alive. Sends his regards.
Master Witches. Food and drink on the house. What can I get you?
The design of her face, her character, is really good. It's not like it's super hyper realistic, but her face is, you know, expressive and has a lot of detail to it. So we can say, show me what you got. We can chit chat a little bit or get right to the point.
There a contract on that griffin?
Nay, not at the moment. Used to be. Soon as a beast had built a nest nearby, the alderman would start a collection, or go to the Lord for help. Now the alderman don't use the privy without asking the Black One's permission first.
Black Ones are
And
Nilfgaard.
seems they hanged the Lord. So no contract.
Shame. We might have done something, but not for free.
Pretty busy place you got.
Nations on the move. Some search for kin, others just want to get out of the way of the armies. They all need food, drink, and a night's rest and warmth.
So, war's been good for your trade?
Aye, so far. But it'd be best to know peace again. Times like these, you never know what tomorrow will bring.
Yeah, let's take a look at her stock before we do anything else.
The counter.
Okay, buying and selling items, blah, blah, blah. Now, she doesn't want to buy that. We can sell none of this. She doesn't want us buy anything. Can't sell quest items, of course. Oh, we have a note. We need to read that. Ooh, we could sell this. What does this do? Lowers the required level of all items by 2, but it's only temporary. I think I'm just going to sell this. I don't know why I would ever want to use it. And what else? We have a torch. Might be useful at some point. Now we have what I almost said what seashells. What she sells. Weird how my brain does that. Got lots of food items. I could buy back the Wolverine potion for 100. No, thank you. A few kind of alchemy, alcohol ingredient type stuff. Because I don't know what any of this is used for yet, I'm not going to bother. But she does sell a few of these Gwent cards. And I think I want to buy them. Now, Gwent is kind of like the new minigame. Remember how there used to be dice poker and the fist fighting and stuff? So Gwent is their new minigame. I don't know if the other ones are still in there, like fist fighting or dice poker. But let's get these Gwent cards. Do I have enough? I could get this full test one. Let's start at the beginning. Yeah, I do have enough, and I still have 100 coin left over. All right.
Looking for a woman. Raven-haired, violet eyes, dresses in black and white. Riding in from Willoughby. And, strange as it sounds, lilac and gooseberries might have smelled that.
I've not seen nor smelt such a lady. Believe I'd remember.
Yeah, especially hard to forget this one.
I'm down,
Plenty of
Vesemir.
travellers about, though. Folk from all over. Might be worth your while to ask after her.
Oh, wow, look at that thing above our heads and behind Vesemir's heads. They're like these gigantic plant-based mobile things. What on earth? How hard would that have been to create? It doesn't even look real. All right, we got to take a closer look at that after this. Thanks for everything.
Thanks for everything.
For those Gwent cards, baby. We're like, where do we start? Oh, and they've got murals on the walls. This is such a pretty little tavern. She's got a great place. We got a little bit of cat mooning us in the screen there.
Bandage that up.
Please. I'm not decrepit yet.
Then I'll ask about Yennefer.
Mm-hmm. Just remember, we'd rather not draw any attention.
Hey, discretion's my middle name, buddy. Or not.
Black one's been out measuring the fields.
All right, here we go. Let me take a look at these things hanging from the ceiling.
Drummer, you're dumber than a headless cockerel. Why are they marking out
Look
the
at
lines,
this. Is it made with like twigs and string or something?
For what? Factions, teams, suits, similar to clubs and spades, except each suit has
Yeah,
its
so
own
they're playing
face
Gwent
card.
right over here.
There are also special cards.
Wouldn't you rather play war?
Let me do this first, I think. Or no, let's talk to the people over here first. Hello, cat. Oh, calm down. I guess cats don't like witchers, huh? Let me see. No, she's fine. I guess it was just because... Oh, I can just move her around. Whoa, that's weird. The way the camera's positioned makes me seem incredibly gigantic. Is there a way to change, like, the FOV or something? HUD configuration. HUD size right now is large. We could go HUD small. Minimap is on. Rescale HUD. No, I don't want to do that. Advanced graphics mode. I don't know. I guess I can't do that. Now, I could make the HUD smaller. How would that look? Is there a way to make the HUD, like, auto disappear? I really love it when they do stuff like that in games. HUD visibility on. Let's try small and see what that looks like. Yeah, that's a bunch of stuff. I don't know. Automatic finishers. I don't know what that means. Movement response is set to alternative. I don't know what that means either. Here, can people let me know, do you have any recommendations for all of these settings? I really don't want to get into this right now. Enemy upscaling, what the hell does that mean? Oh, I can change my difficulty level whenever I want? Well, all right then. Gwent difficulty level. What? Let's put that to hard. I'm glad I looked in here. Fisheye effect. Jeez. All right, what does the small HUD look like? Okay, I do like this better. Yeah.
I'm looking for someone.
And we seek some peace and quiet.
Out of my face, freak. For your breath sours my beer.
That was pretty funny. I gotta enjoy that, actually. All right, so we can do some magic. We can say, just want to talk. I want to see how this looks.
Raven-haired woman dressed in
we get
black and
experience
white.
for it, huh?
Seen her? Talk.
See, that time he...
Folks say the lady rode
Okay,
through the
what?
village a few days back. Galloping so fast she knocked Radabor into a ditch.
Which way did she go?
Dunno. Lots of tracks leading off the main road. Could have gone anywhere.
Boy, people! The freak's taken Micah's mind!
Uh-huh. And I'll take your tongue if you don't shut up.
I'll just sit back down. Nice. So he just did a little finger waggle, which is what he did in Witcher 2. However, when I was fighting Vesemir, he seemed to draw something in the air. I don't know. Which one is it? What do you do with your hands? Oh, cool. We've got some stuff that we just do kind of lying around. Do you see this texture on his gloves? Is actually part of the reason why I prefer the graphics of Witcher 2, at least with what I've seen so far. The Witcher 2 graphics seem to be more realistic. This is almost kind of a bit cartoonish, which is fine in itself. I'm fine with that. The game looks extremely vibrant, colorful, and it's almost more like a work of art. The Witcher 2 looked grungy and more, you know, more real. Calm down. All right, let's maybe play some Gwent, I think is what this is.
Waste of time. The Earth shall revolve around the sun before you comprehend these rules.
All that means... Wait, what? The Earth shall revolve around the sun? Oh, because they don't know that the Earth revolves around the sun. They think the sun revolves around the Earth. Brilliant.
Contemporary history at Oxenfurt Academy.
That was funny.
Geralt of Rivia. Witcher with tenure. I'm looking for a woman.
Yeah, we've got
Long
experience.
hair, dressed in black and white. Seen anyone like that?
Of course not. Unlike the populace, I know the horsewoman of war is pure poppycock.
Poppycock, huh? So, let's ask about the horsewoman.
Horsewoman of war. What's that about?
Folks say an omen. A beautiful phantom rides the fields at night, looks as you described her. Armies follow her, and all who cross her path meet with misfortune.
Ooh, that's probably her.
The last bit. Know where they saw her?
No, facts interest me, not fairy tales.
Well, in that case, why are you here?
Not a place I'd ever expect to find a scholar. Take it you're fleeing the war?
Quite the opposite. Chasing it. I'm headed for the front.
Tired of life?
I seek knowledge, which I value more than life itself. I've a thirst no dusty old tomes can quench. I wish to see
I wonder
the
how
Nilfgaardian
true that is.
invasion with my own eyes, understand it, and record it all in my chronicle, my magnum opus.
Yeah, I don't know, buddy.
Interesting. We need somebody to describe war, what it's really like. Not colorful banners and generals making moving speeches, but rape, violence, and thoughtless cruelty.
Ah, I see you lack the polish of the Academy. Rape and cruelty are details of no import to the war's course. Trinkets on the garment of conflict, one might say.
Trinkets on the garments of conflict. This guy and his metaphors. Fascinating. Oh boy.
War reached Novigrad yet?
Nope, but it's only a matter of time. Nilfgaard on one bank, Redania on the other, drooling over the city like dogs over a juicy bone.
And what's with his hat?
Choked on that bone.
True. We value our liberty in Novigrad, and we know how to fight for it.
The scholars especially.
The sword is not the only weapon. Do not forget, architects from our academy designed the city walls. Walls no war machine has ever crumbled.
We'll see about that. But yeah, his hat looks like it's insulated as if it's meant for warmth, and yet it's shaped like a sun hat. It's just very unusual. All right.
Gotta go. So long.
A moment, Witcher. You strike me as a man of the world. Are you familiar with Gwent?
No,
yeah, I'm from this planet.
I don't have time to learn.
But the rules are quite simple. Come, let's play.
Let's play. Hey, like what we're doing now. This is a let's play. All right.
Why not?
Splendid. Here's how it's done.
Oh, the Gwent tutorial? Yeah, I should. I don't quite remember. It's an ancient dwarven card game that simulates the clash of two armies in battle. All right, I'm gonna go first because of the toss of a coin. So you draw 10 cards. This will be your hand for the rest of the match. You will not draw any more cards, so use them wisely. Wow. Indicate the strength number. It's added to the total strength. Right, so we basically have to build up our army strength and they go to war. It's a bit like Magic the Gathering, if you've ever played that. Sort of. It's a simplified version of Magic the Gathering. This is the unit's combat row. Ooh, interesting. So that's kind of different. These different combat rows here. All right, weather cards. Start of the game, you can have select 2 cards and discard or redraw. Okay. It selected the cards for me. I'm gonna skip through everything that seems familiar to me. Each deck has a leader. The leader grants you a special ability. Press X to use that. All right, my turn. So here we go. So we have these weather cards, which are basically going to shut down one of these rows. This is going to shut... How do I view... Oh, here we go. Sets the strength of all close combat cards. Siege combat cards. All units... +1 to all units in the siege row. Do we have any siege weapons? We do. We've got a ballista. We've also got a few archers. Let's maybe try to bait him into using one of his frost things, if he has a frost. But we've got frost and siege, so maybe we should be focusing on using archery in the beginning just to see what happens there. Let's just start with one of these. Oh. Yeah, okay. Wait, maybe I should have read that. You cannot play any more cards during that round. Your opponent can continue playing cards until she passes. Okay. A round ends once both players have passed. The players then compare the total strength. So there's actually a bit of strategy to trying to save your cards for future rounds. It's like a best of 3, right? But you only have these cards for all 3 rounds. My turn. So right now we're winning. Let's play this. Booyah. See, what's cool here is that by playing the Frost on my card that only has 1 strength, it doesn't get reduced because it's already at 1. It doesn't get cut in half at all. So now let's play this guy. Yeah, beat that. He's gonna keep on going, huh? Interesting. Well, should I play my last here? I'm gonna play this one and then maybe just pass after this because I don't think he can beat me. Yep, I'm gonna pass. And even if he does, I'll just get him on the next round with all of these cards. All right, take me down if you dare. Does he have more frontline cards? He does. Great. Oh man, we might win. Oh, shit. Maybe not. Well, that's not gonna help you, is it? We did it! We won! And we didn't even have to use that many cards. Amazing. I do love this. They lose a life gem, so you only get 2 chances, 2 lives. We won the round, but he probably has no cards left, right? So we each get 1 card, I think. What's this guy do? It's Prince Stennis. Oh, I remember him. Plowman wears golden armor. Golden, because he's an arsehole. Usually we give him female names, like Jenny. More like Bertha. I gotta read these. These are really fun. Aw, Siegfried. Recalibrate the arm by 5 degrees. Do what? By what now? You remember trying to get that ballista to work in the beginning of Witcher 2? Ah, the memories. This is going to be Nostalgia City, looking at these cards. Even the rain in this land smells like piss. I wish I had read the other ones now. It's exciting. So now all I really need to do... Wait, what does this do again? Place on the opponent's battlefield and draw 2 cards. Yeah, sure. Let's just do it for fun. He can't win, no matter what. Now we get a couple cards here. And let's put this down. And this. And let's just end it there, right? Because he can't do anything. And pass. We win. All right. We didn't even use our hero ability. I forgot about that. So that was just the practice round, right?
Well, you've a knack for this game.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
If you ever find yourself in Oxenfurt and wish to play a true master, ask for Stepan. A simple innkeep by trade, but a true maestro when it comes to Gwent.
I'll remember that. Thanks.
All right. I am eager to play somebody else. That was fun. And I put the difficulty to hard. I wonder how that's going to affect things. I don't remember there being a difficulty for Gwent the first time I played this. Like, I think that might be an addition with one of the patches. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk to this guy. Once we're done talking to this guy, I think it might be time to go ahead and do some reading, and I'll end the episode.
Like everyone.
Not like everyone. And not just any woman. Mine smells of lilac and gooseberries, dresses in black and white.
Mmm.
2 schnapsies. It'll lift your spirits.
Fine, I'll have a drink. Can we cut to the chase? You seen her or not?
Yennefer of Vengerberg.
Oh ho! He knows her, all right, or knows of her. What's that line on her rear there?
Never mentioned her name.
Yet you described her perfectly. And once I hear something, I never forget. Can't help it.
Does he have just like a... What's it called? So I know there's a photographic memory, right? Is there such thing as a memory, a photographic memory related to hearing? Once you hear something, you never forget it?
How do you know Yennefer?
What a question. Master Dandelion's ballads,
Yeah.
of course. The only way a humble merchant might hope to rub up against greatness. Unless, that is, he's as lucky as I am.
And runs into a very patient witcher.
Into Geralt of Rivia himself. The Butcher of Blaviken.
Ooh.
Recognize me from Master Dandelion's ballads too?
To your health.
He's very distinctive looking, Geralt, so... I mean, look, he's got cat eyes.
What do you do? Who are you?
A mangy vagrant. Gaunter demon, at your service.
I have a feeling he's going to be important later on.
Profession now?
Once a merchant of mirrors. The madding crowd dubbed me Master Mirror, or the Man of Glass.
Oh, that's a cool title. I swear, he must be something from the books. He seems very distinctive in this particular conversation here. Or maybe he comes up later in the game.
Deepest apologies, but I must ask. Is this about love?
Let's humor him here. I feel like he would like this answer.
Guessed it. It's love.
I knew it at once.
What do you know? Tell me.
Before you appeared, it never occurred to me that might have been Yennefer. Who would have thought?
Get to the point.
An Nilfgaardian scout from the local garrison saw her.
Where?
At their camp. She rode in there. Dark of night. Black and white. Gooseberries and... Yes, I know. Had a terse exchange with the garrison commander and raced off.
Where to?
I'm not omniscient. Ask at the garrison.
Okay. We have a direction to go. We have to talk to those guards.
We men of the road must stick together. Perhaps one day I'll be in trouble, and you'll be nearby to help.
Ooh, count on it, buddy. Yeah, see right there? That's foreshadowing. Quest updated, lilac and gooseberries. I gotcha. All right, so... let me think here. This is probably going to be a good time to wind down the episode and do some reading. So, if you are not interested in listening to me read all of the crap that I have to read, then feel free to just end it here, and thank you for watching. But otherwise, let's get into this, shall we? Let's read everything that we have to read. We have the bestiary, first of all. Now, here we can read about the griffin. It says press B to close the bestiary. I don't want to close it. All right. Here we go. Griffins. I, half eagle, half tomcat, just like on the Lord's crest. Except this one was carrying me dead cow instead of a scepter. That's a griffin attack witness, name unknown. So griffins were once only found in the high mountains, where they would hunt marmots and wild goats. When humans encroached on their lands, however, griffins soon discovered a new source of much more plentiful and easier caught prey: cows, sheep, and shepherds. Though still wary of main roads and towns, where folk with the means to hire a witcher are like to dwell, these half-eagle, half-wildcat creatures have gone from rarities to often countered pests, known throughout the northern realms. Especially hated are the subspecies known as royal griffins and archgriffins. So they make it sound like they have some sort of intelligence, like they avoid areas where there are apt to be witchers that could hunt them down. Now, can I take a look here? So vulnerable against grape shot bomb. We need to be on the lookout for that. Hybrid oil and the Ard sign. Whoops. And then we have ghouls. So it seems that just encountering this creature has added the ghoul bestiary. Ghouls creep and crawl at night, eating everything in sight. In a snap, they'd eat you too, chop you up for a ghoulish stew. Man, they look disgusting. Remember how ghouls looked in the previous games? Very different looking now. Ghouls and graveyears are hard to describe. In part, they resemble humans. Yet on the whole, they are the utter negation of all that is human. Though they have arms and legs like men, they walk on all fours like dogs or badgers. Though they have eerily familiar faces, one searches them in vain for any sign of sentiment, reason, or even a spark of consciousness. They are driven by one thing and one thing only, an insatiable craving for human flesh. It's a lot of flavor text here, not a lot of substance. Necrophage oil. I wonder if we continue to get information the more we fight them. That's kind of how it worked in Witcher 2. So here we've got a bunch of tutorial crap. I don't think I need to move any of this. Look at any of this. But it is going to bother me if I have all of these, things that say it's unread. Yeah, so I think I'll just kind of peek through. If there's anything interesting, I'll read it. Here we've got Gwent stuff. See, this will at least let me know if anything new pops into the tutorial section. Then I can take a look. Dialogue. Combat. Counterattack. Fast attack. Parrying. Is there anything interesting in here? Stamina. All right, looks like we're done with that. Characters. So here we have Cyrilla, also known as Ciri. Cyrilla Fiona Ellen Rhiannon. What can I possibly say about her? That we call her Ciri for short, that she was born in 1251, that she has ashen hair and a scar on her cheek. All true, and that's the Cyrilla I know best. The one I first laid eyes upon, those many years ago. The one who seemed thoroughly, well, not ordinary, but certainly not as extraordinary as she in fact is. For Cyrilla is also a highly skilled witcher, heiress to several thrones, the last bearer of the Elder Blood, a powerful source endowed with exceptional magic talent, and the Lady of Time and Space. Her hair color and date of birth seem rather incidental now, don't they? That's right, this is all very interesting. Holy crap, that's a lot of information. So I think that she actually might be the daughter of, particularly the Northern Emperor, what's his name? Emir. We'll find out more about that later. But also, she was trained as a witcher. She's the last bearer of the Elder Blood. We met someone who is a descendant of the Elder Blood in the first game, Alvin. And they are very powerful sources of magic. Now, she being the Lady of Space and Time, she, I think, can travel through time. Very cool. I could also tell you she is Geralt's adopted daughter. But that would be a gross simplification. Ciri is much more. She is his destiny, his unexpected child. Ah, that's what it's called. Someone bound to the Witcher by fate's most inextricably tangled fetters. Whoops. Following the age-old Witcher tradition, Geralt took Ciri to Kaer Morhen when she came into his care. There he and Vesemir taught her in the ways of the professional monster slayer. It was then that her magic talents were first revealed, and they discovered she was the source. Ciri's gift proved a curse as well. Because of it, she would one day have to hide from the entire world, even Geralt. Sorry, I had to clear my throat there. Now, I suggest that you guys look up, if you don't know what it is, what the unexpected child is, look it up, because my explanation is not going to do it justice. Now, Dandelion, I believe he's the one who is probably narrating all of this. I would wager anyone that you, dear reader, are a person of culture and taste, therefore already familiar with me, Dandelion, and the role I am to play in the following tale. Nevertheless, allow me to sketch a few lines by way of self-portrait, for the sake of thoroughness, and in the event you have spent much of the last half-century in some dark corner where the light of my star has yet to reach. Oh, he's so humble. Born in 1229, a talented poet and troubadour, a graduate of Oxenfurt Academy, a frequent performer at royal courts, an unequaled lover appreciated, and in some cases adored, by ladies worldwide, a skilled negotiator and a stirring orator, such is the image of the bard Dandelion as painted by his friends and promoters. This image is, of course, somewhat overbright in its coloring. I personally prefer to think of myself as a dedicated artist enthralled to his muse, one whose work has benefited immeasurably from the fact that I was, am, and forever will remain a close friend and steadfast companion to the Witcher Geralt. It is his fate I chronicle in this present work and this story which I shall sing to the end of my days. So yeah, he's a bard, friend of Geralt, and interestingly in the second game he became like a spy, I guess. And also maybe part in the first game. Eskel. All Witchers have a great deal in common, but with Eskel and Geralt the similarities are particularly striking. They first met as two boys of the same age, swinging wooden swords at Kaer Morhen. They then went through an ordeal together, the first round of selections, the murderous changes, the trial of the grasses, and training on the gauntlet. The Witcher's daunting obstacle course. They also received hidings together for more than one act of childish delinquency. So hidings, I guess, is like lashings, like spankings almost. When they became adults, they walked the path separately, but still reconvened at Kaer Morhen nearly every winter to wait out the cold, to drink to their successes, and remember fallen comrades. Though Eskel never gained Geralt's renown, he equaled the White Wolf in experience and carried out his contracts with care and efficiency. Death had almost taken him many times during his hunts, yet in an ironic twist, the hideous scar on his face came not from a monster's claw, but from the blade of Deidre Adaman, his highly unpredictable, unexpected child. Interesting that Eskel has an unexpected child as well. Why is she highly unpredictable? I really want to know more about this. Ah, Geralt of Rivia. Many cannot fathom the friendship Geralt of Rivia and I, Dandelion, have shared all these years. When we first began breaking bread together, spiteful tongues said he'd better off cut my throat and dumping my body in a hollow tree, before I provoke someone else into doing the same to us both. Those individuals spoke out of pure jealousy, for Geralt was my dearest friend, a fact which he gave ample evidence of on numerous occasions. I could say a great deal about that world-famous monster hunter, the man known in Elder speech as Gwynblade, or in our younger yet less noble tongue, as the White Wolf. For Geralt of Rivia is a truly exceptional individual. A brief encounter might tempt one to label him a mere swinger of swords, a simple monster catcher, a rough-and-tumble practitioner of a dirty trade. But peer closer, and you will soon discover he's a man of unplumbed depths, unique views, and vast world-spanning experience. On the surface, he is introverted, tight-lipped, one might even say gruff, but underneath lies an overflowing sea of goodwill, good humor, and an honest readiness to help his friends, be it with a bit of sound advice or the masterful application of his blade. Setting aside cumbersome false modesty, I can say that I know his story better than any man alive. I was with him through hard times and good, helping with wise advice, warm words, and razor wit. As a result, I am a vital part of his story, both in its earlier and present portions. It is thus my duty to continue my chronicle, and, for the benefit of future generations, put it in writing, the next chapter of his deeds and exploits. So is there any other text I missed? Nope. Lambert. The youngest among the Witchers of Kaer Morhen, and perhaps the last ever trained within its walls. By the start of our tale, Lambert had proven his chops many times over, having hunted down many a mighty beast and traversed nearly all the continent's realms several times over. Yet he had also developed a reputation for arrogance and sardonic humor, and his gruff and at times excessively blunt manner could irritate even his fellow Witchers of the School of the Wolf. Whatever his vices, it went without saying that Lambert would brave the first of any hell for his companions. Yeah, I believe the School of the Wolf is the one that focuses mainly on swordplay. There are a few different Witcher schools, and each one kind of focuses on one of the Witcher arts, swords, magic, or alchemy. And hopefully we'll find out more about that later. At least that's how I understand it. Vesemir was the oldest living member of the Wolf School, and most likely the oldest Witcher of any school on the continent. He trained most of the Witchers of the Wolf School, that are still alive today. However, they no longer make Witchers at the Wolf School. I think because they've kind of lost the knowledge or a sorcerer required to create the mutations for new Witchers. About as long in years as the ruins of Kaer Morhen themselves, and though eternally complaining about his creaky bones, this master of the Witcher trade gave no thought to a well-deserved retirement. Gray but still spry, he continued to ply the monster hunting trade into his golden years, effectively too, as he'd seen more beasts than all his students put together. A harsh and demanding instructor in Geralt's youth, over the years he had become something of an adoptive father and mentor to the other Witchers, always ready to help with sage advice and steady hands. In the spring of 1272, when our story begins, I'm glad to know the year of where this is all taking place, which means that Ciri is like 20-something right now, because she was born in 1251. So she's 21 years old, right? When our story begins, Vesemir had joined Geralt on his search for Yennefer, trekking him through war-ravaged Temeria. Speaking of Yennefer, the Witcher first met the raven-haired sorceress a good 20 years back. Their friendship and the feelings between them were born of a common adventure involving a genie and a wish granted to Geralt that intertwined their fates inextricably. In the time since their relationship had, however, been quite stormy, rich in its ups and downs, crises, and breakups, Geralt and Yennefer's love provides irrefutable proof of the thesis that opposites attract. A few years ago, Geralt and Yennefer had, after a long separation full of adventures for them both, gotten back together again. Their moment of repose was interrupted by the wild hunt, which took Yennefer captive. The Witcher set out at once to save her, but lost his memory while doing so. When he finally recovered it, he immediately set off once more on his quest to find his beloved sorceress. All right, so a bunch of text, but we have this idea of our cast. Now, this will continue to grow. I'll probably just catch up on each of these at the end of each episode. What else do we have in here? We've got this armor crafting thing that we can do. We can craft a bunch of components, and we can craft hafts for some reason. Alchemy. Whoa. Alcahest. Oh, we actually do have the ability to make grape shot bombs and samum bombs. So grape shot bombs we do need to fight the griffin. We also have necrophage and specter oil. We already have all of these. And then we have cat, swallow, and White honey. I don't understand exactly. Do I just craft it once? Yeah, the alchemy is a bit confusing, I remember, but we'll figure it out again. Anything in the inventory? I know we've got like a note somewhere. Oh, come on. I don't need this. Maybe I should turn off tutorials at this point. Yes, yes, yes. There's different tabs. Nobody ever needs a tutorial to look through a menu. That's the easiest thing, and it's the same in every single game. I don't understand. Why are you still telling me things? Stop it. Oh, I guess I do need to equip my potions. So that does help. Now, quest items. Ooh. Dear friend, forgive me for not asking about your health or how you have been these last years. Time is very short. I have important news. We must meet, and soon. Ride to Willoughby near Vizima and don't spare the horses. While I do eagerly await our reunion, I won't be able to wait, eagerly or otherwise, very long. Your dear friend Yennefer, and yes, she still has the unicorn. Now, what else here? The tome you hold in your hands, commissioned by the most gracious Duke de Berry, the Duke of the Berry, eh? Shall make use of magic most arcane to display which Gwent cards are currently missing from your collection. You need but open it and repeat in your mind, how about a round of Gwent? And the following shall appear. So, interesting. It's like a little magic book where we can check our collection. What else do we have here? There's a map. We have some quests. Ooh, wow. Do I want to read this? In his previous adventures, Geralt had gained fame as a master dice poker player, yet having mastered all challenges in this area, he had no choice but to find another in which to garner more laurels. He thus decided to take up Gwent, and since he aimed to play at the highest levels, he felt he had to gather a complete collection of all the cards available, including some which could only be had by winning them off the best players around. Alright, I don't want to track that quest. I want to track this quest. So Yennefer had... What's going on here? Why is it... No, why do I... What's going on? Oh, okay. Yes, yes, yes. Alright, are we done with the tutorials? I probably should just turn those off, shouldn't I? It's very annoying. Yennefer had contacted Geralt, finally. They had not seen each other in years, and then she'd sent him a letter, smelling of lilac gooseberries, of course, asking him to meet her in the village of Willoughby, about a matter of great importance, she had written. So as was his wont when it came to all things Yennefer, the Witcher raced off at breakneck speed. Alas, he arrived too late. Passing armies had razed Willoughby to the ground. Yennefer was nowhere in sight. With the help of Vesemir, whom Geralt had encountered along the way, Geralt picked up her trail, which the two Witchers then followed. Yen had ridden north, traversing wild lands and battlefields at great speed. She was in a hurry. Perhaps she was in trouble. Oh, wow, and here's the character screen where we've got, like, abilities that we can eventually get. Let's not worry about that right now. Ooh, okay. What's going on here? Ah, there we go. So, I think we are pretty much good to go. That is going to conclude the very first episode. I know we didn't get much done, but my pacing might be a little slow in the beginning. I promise that I am going to be cutting out some of the more boring bits as we continue in the future, since this is an incredibly long game, and I'm going to play it very slowly. So thank you very much again, and let me know if you have any answers to the questions I asked throughout the thing. Please no spoilers about story, but feel free to give me any advice on how to play the game. I don't mind that at all. And I will see you in the next bit. Farewell.